30 really nice sunny days, and
This
not
is
all together.
this is a forcing move. It's out of covert actions. First session. So your characters show up in the UK. You're called to for a briefing. Let me put a picture of your. Oh, I lost the place. Put a picture of your boss. Uh, and he asked you to meet at a club. Let's see if we can stretch this out. There he is.
Wait, what
He is,
kind of club?
yeah, it's not what you think. It's
All
stuffy
right,
British smoking plus
oh,
dinner
oh,
jackets
oh, one of those clubs. All right.
and like the wood paneled walls and stuff.
A
So
lot of harumphing going on.
yeah. This is Sir Clive Grenfell. He's head of Soviet section. So he's part of MI6 and he's head of the group that deals with Russia. So so you get the call to show up at his let's see, what's the name of the club? It's the Green Club in St. James. It's a gentleman only club, but he will make if there are any women in the group, which I think you're luckily not. Well, there is Felicity. He will give them he will grant them special permission to enter the club, even though other members sort of look sort of like, what the heck, right? They have that look, but they don't say anything, but they give Felicity a dirty look as she goes in the club. And he's sitting, so he's asking you guys to show up after dinner for some after dinner drinks and cigars, but he's going to brief you on a mission he's going to send you on. So he's already had his dinner, and he's had a few drinks, and now he has this after dinner sherry that he's getting poured for everybody. And he looks at everybody. He looks at everybody, and he actually recognizes Percival St. John. He goes, "You've been a Russian. You have Russian, and you've been a Russian operative, so you actually know him." And he knows you, and he nods at you approvingly, and he takes a puff on his cigar, but he looks at everybody else and he goes, "Oh, bottom of the barrel again. Well, I'm glad you're here, Percival, because you're an old hand at this, and you can make sure these guys are all like ship shape and into doing everything right. You know, everything.
So I take it this is not a pleasure call. More problems with Ivan, eh?
Yes, but this is the situation here. You may know. Do you know codename Stoat?
Have I heard of that before?
If you want to do an intro, then you may remember.
Okay. I rolled a 79, so I just made it by 1 point.
Oh, you made it by 1 point?
Yeah.
So you vaguely remember him. He's a Soviet double agent. That's his code name. He's very low-level ranking double agent. The information he hands in is correct, but not very useful.
He's the slacker.
So he's like that person is not embedded in the right place to get useful information, right? So it's sort of, he's still a double agent. Sometimes you get information, but most of it verifies other stuff, but nothing, groundbreaking or exciting about anything he has.
Okay. Yes, I'm familiar.
Well, he showed up in Reykjavik, Iceland, the other day, and he demanded to see head of station there. And of course,
please don't tell me you're going to send me to the frozen land of rotting fish.
Yes, but it's better than Siberia, right? So he claims he's being surveilled by KGB counterintelligence, and they suspect that he's a double agent. So I want you guys to go there and check it out. Since he's not a very important asset, want you to suss out whether there's any danger, really, whether it's all in his head or whether there's some danger. If he's not in any danger, convince him to stay and return to Moscow and carry on his work.
Why is he in Iceland?
Oh, there's a World Chess Championship in Reykjavik between Bobby Fischer and the Russians. Yeah, there'll be KGB spies everywhere.
Is this Stoat in a safe house or something?
No. He attached himself to the chess delegation. So he was hoping to defect.
And so we're to convince him to give up his defection plans and return to his assignment in Russia.
Yes. So you can use your skills: flattery, bribery, threats. Do whatever it takes to keep him his job. If he is in danger, see if you can diffuse this danger. And if not, it's not worth exfiltrating him because he'll endanger some other double agents that are of higher value. If he exfiltrates, then the KGB will look for other moles, and we're going to lose higher level assets. So make sure he disappears or there's a plausible accident if he decides, if he can't defuse a situation. Deniability is the watchword here.
So why exactly was I getting the dirty look when we came in?
You're in a gentleman's club. It's all men's club.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, they're all harumphing at you now.
Yeah, like and Stoat came in and he claims he has information on a Soviet mole in SIS.
Yeah, I heard all the rest of it. I just missed the part why I was getting the dirty look. So
yeah,
I just wanted to make sure I didn't miss anything.
So you want to learn more details from Stoat about this double agent or triple agent or whatever it is in our agency. Once you've identified this mole, security services will deal with him quietly.
How do you suggest we go about searching him out?
Oh, no. Just talk to Stoat and find out who he says this agent is.
Oh, so you have high confidence that he knows who the double agent is?
No, we have no idea. But it was enough for him to show up at the British embassy in Iceland and asking us to exfiltrate him.
What's the risk level of him being discovered at this moment? Do the Soviets at all have any suspicion of him, or
he claims there are, but that's part of your job. Also, if you remember in 1958, there was an issue between fishing areas in Iceland and UK where the Iceland had claimed a larger area for their fishing rights, and we wound up into a harumph over this. So though we are on good terms with Iceland, it's still a sensitive time, and please don't involve the Icelandic authorities in this. And most likely you'll be operating illegally on foreign soil. So be careful. Be careful.
What are our cover stories? Why are we there? I assume we're all traveling under British passports.
Yes, you can come up with your cover stories, and we'll give you the correct paperwork.
Well, if there's a chess tournament going on, we just be chess enthusiasts. I mean, we don't have to be. We could be maybe working for a magazine or something. Yeah,
there are thousands of foreign visitors right now in Iceland and journalists. There are a great many from the Soviet Union. I believe a number of them, or most of them, are KGB, and there's probably CIA there. And
Yeah, I mean, if we worked for a journal or a magazine, it would explain if we need to bring in photography or recording equipment with us.
yes, yes.
I'm just throwing it out there. Woo!
So when you get to Iceland, I have your plane tickets for you. But when you get to Iceland, you'll arrive there tomorrow afternoon. But there'll be time for you to come up with your cover stories, and we'll generate the right papers for you. When you arrive in Iceland, first thing you need to do is go to this head of station, Terrence Soames. So you are to introduce yourself to him and then do your work. Oh, also, the hotels and boarding houses in Reykjavik are completely booked because of the tournament. So Soames says he has a safe house that you can use. He will give you information on that when you arrive.
Perhaps can we concoct some cover documents that would allow us access to utilize the American military base outside of Reykjavik in the event we need to extract him to a safe location behind a armed fence line where we have access to an airfield? That could be a very useful escape plan to go drive to exit.
This is where you roll your trust roll. So roll your trust for SIS or trust for MI6 that are the same.
Trust. Where's that? Not tradecraft. Trust? Is it?
Yeah, trust.
Is that a stat?
Yeah. So actually,
So you have a score that you allocate points to different agencies.
So he took a pre-gen, so there should be. He should have a high one.
Is it just? I'm looking for on the sheet. Trust. Agency. Wait, luck. Magic sanity.
That is where it should be on there. You should have two trusts. There's a trust for SIS and a trust for Section 46.
Oh, there's a percent. Agency percent. That must be it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, so SIS?
Yeah.
That's how much they trust me?
Yeah, I don't even
31. I made it by 9 points.
Yeah, so you say that, and he goes, yes, I trust your judgment, Percival. We'll get that done.
Excellent.
Where is it? I can't even find it. It's
what?
On the sheet. Oh, there it is. Organizational knowledge.
Yeah, it's all at the bottom. Yeah, kind of tucked in the notes.
Being as we've now got trust on this airfield, we fly an aeroplane in. That's like a light aircraft of our own.
Well, that'll get too much attention because the Soviets are most definitely watching the military airfield. But I just think it would be a way that if we're on the run, to very quickly get behind an armed fence line and then try to coordinate a way out, because then we can just maybe jump on a military flight out somewhere. It's a great way to exfiltrate without having to go through normal commercial travel channels.
Especially if you want to stick somebody in a box, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, plus, if you got the trust or the authority to have whatever you want from the base commander, because technically it's a NATO base, so there are international ties there. There's probably even a British contingent there that they're armed, right? So we could get a lot of help. They're an independent military force with aircraft and logistics.
So he gives you if you go to the handouts on the website, he gives you a dossier on Stoat. So basically, if you look at the handouts on the bottom, there's a PDF there. Oops, there it is. And it's a summary. And then he also gives you some photos of Stoat. And Stoat is actually, his real name is Eric Leninudovich Yevmov. So that's your Russian double agent. Yeah, he said he basically somehow he got himself onto the chess delegation on the Russian side. And so this is for David. SIS is separate from Section 46, so this is just a SIS mission.
Okay.
And then when Clive leaves, a panel like a side room door opens, and you see like a hand sort of point to you guys and sort of beckon you in to the side room.
Okay.
All right.
And you see this old guy who actually Percival recognizes. This is N. He's the head of Section 46.
Whoa.
The head of, wow. Okay. I'm
Nobody
thinking
gets-
this mission suddenly got a lot more important.
Wait a second. Nobody knows who he is or what he looks like.
Well, Percival knows him from before, like a long, long time ago during World War II. So
he recognizes him personally. All right. So does he mention this? Hey, that's N.
It's not a big secret to other people who know who he is.
Okay, because you mentioned the rest of us, we've never met the man. Or
Yeah, a lot of you haven't met him, but Percival's been around long enough. He knows.
All right, okay, all right.
Yeah, well, I don't think I would out him unless I knew specifically that, I could. So I probably wouldn't mention who he was.
So in the you guys go into this other room, and it looks like it's a special private room he has in this gentleman's club. There's like a cot on the corner that looks like he sleeps on. You see books and everything, and he actually rolls in his wheelchair over to the desk there, and he moves some papers out of the way.
This isn't normal, right? Him.
Yeah, this is a
interfacing with
little bit unusual. Usually they would have a go-between, so maybe it was just convenient. You're not sure. And he immediately tells you guys, I pulled a few strings here to get you all on Clive's mission here. It's not all of you are Soviet specialists who he requested, but this is your Section 46 mission briefing. He goes through his papers. He goes, a few months ago, we're looking at an organization called Shining Word Publications. This company is in Billings, Montana. We had a NSA analyst who was looking into them. And her reports on the Shining Word publication start degrading into fragmented and rambling words filled with strange comments about the paper and books being too bright and how she could understand meanings in birdsong outside her window. She died 2 weeks ago, apparently from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. It's difficult to tell for sure because her body was badly burnt in the fire that subsequently consumed her house. Right now, we have another group of Section 46 agents looking into her death, so you don't have to worry about that. And there's another, and this company caters exclusively to a growing market of people interested in far-right politics and conspiracy theories, especially of an anti-Semitic nature. But, I'm old enough to remember such material when I read that in the original German back then. So that's disturbing, but not as disturbing as what its effect had on that NSA analyst. So why I called you here is I found that this man, a man named Virgil Marquardt, and the only thing that we've found was a blurry picture of him.
What was his name?
Marquardt.
Virgil. Okay.
That's the publisher of that paper, managing editor and publisher. He went to Reykjavik 2 days ago. The reason we're seriously interested is that Bobby Fischer is a subscriber to Dangerous Truths, a newsletter published by Shining Word Publications. We believe that this man is targeting Bobby Fischer. And Fischer has shown signs of paranoia in his actions and public interviews, and his behavior is growing increasingly erratic. We think Shining Word Publications has plans for Fischer. We don't know what they are, but this seems dangerous. You are to locate Virgil, find out what he's doing there, and stop him. The only restrictions are not to attract any attention to yourselves, and any deaths should be necessary and deniable. Before you kill Marquardt, you should interrogate him first and learn what threat he and his organization presents. And if possible, assess what damage has been done to Fischer. And under no circumstances should you kill Fischer, as both Henry Kissinger and President Nixon have taken a personal interest in him. Instead, you should get samples of any of the Shining Word publications in Fischer's possession for analysis. And if Virgil Marquardt has possession of any of the literature, also secured and evaluated.
Do you have a dossier on Fischer so we can understand his motivations and background and maybe how to be able to manipulate him?
No, unfortunately, we didn't come up with this till a short while. And and when you do your regular reports to Reykjavik Station, be careful that none of this gets to them, because none of the staff there are members of Section 46.
Okay.
So then he sends you on your way.
All right.
So what's your cover? I guess you have time to decide what your cover is.
So I'm going to go. Felicity will go as try and secure some really nice clothing, and go as a socialite, figuring that a chess competition is going to be surrounded by really smart people. And really smart people, oftentimes, more often than not, tend to be really rich people. Well, basically, she's going to be there trolling.
Okay.
That's going to be her cover. That's the angle she's playing.
So everybody else are journalists, or?
I'm going to go as a fan of chess, just to watch the games, because I'm that old. I'm not going to be. I couldn't see my. I'm just a retired gentleman with an interest in chess, going to watch the games.
Yeah. So you all have fake names, right? So that's fine. And then we give you all cover names. So if nothing else, then you guys fly to Iceland. Nothing else?
I'll take some warm clothes with me.
I will requisition equipment for my cover as a journalist, like tape recorder,
Cameras.
camera, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Okay. So for the flight, you won't have your weapons with you, and then we'll deal. Then you're supposed to go talk to the station head if you want other stuff like that when you get there. So you arrive in the afternoon, and you could just go straight to the
It's July in Iceland. It's always the afternoon.
Yeah, I forgot to tell you. There's only like 2 or 3 hours of dim twilight. There's never any night.
Yeah, we used to go on midnight runs all the time.
So this is the UK embassy in Iceland. So when you show up, you look for the station head, and they take you to his office. The other thing I forgot to mention, I just missed it a little, is when the MI6 guy was talking to you, he did make some snide remark about, Iceland, really dangerous, like the best people go there. Har har. So you asked for this guy, which we have a picture of. He's the station head. So he's like the head of the SIS in Iceland. His name is Soames. Terrence Soames.
Mm-hmm.
So when you ask for him, they take you to his private office. You notice it's sort of bare. There's not much there. Very functional, not posh at all. And he looks you guys up and down, and he goes, "I don't understand why Central sent you here. I have everything under control. There's no reason to have sent a whole team here. It's not like I can't handle this at all. It's just a stupid chess match and one crazy Russian defector."
Well, one can't be too sure what's going to happen on this international stage. The world's attention is on Iceland because of this chess match. Bobby Fischer is a flag tied to the center of the tug-of-war rope, and so who knows what forces the Soviets are going to bring here for intelligence.
Oh, stop blowing smoke up my ass. So, I'm lending you my very best man. He's number 2 here.
Who's number 1?
Bernard
Who
Morton.
does number 2 work for?
This is Bernard Morton. He will be your driver and translator, and he will stick to you like glue.
If anybody speaks German, you have a pretty good chance of translating the Icelandic language because it's Germanic based.
What are you, some sort of know-it-all?
I'm just saying that for the characters.
He goes, Soames here will show you to your safe house. He will drive you around. He'll take care of you. He knows Iceland like the back of his hand. He's been here for a while. He's my best man, and it hurts me so much to have him spend his time with you, but that's what's going to be required.
Well, we definitely appreciate the support.
Well, where can I go about getting my firearm back, or a replacement? I asked.
He looks at you like you're crazy.
What? I don't feel safe without my gun. I'm sorry.
Look, even the police here don't have guns. I don't want any of you hotshots shooting your gun, killing people, causing an incident in the middle of an international chess match.
Hey, I'm a professional, but I'm also a believer in having it and not needing it. The needing it and not having it. You know what I mean?
he just stares at you, and he goes, "Request denied."
All right, that's how it's going to be. All right.
You do know that if you
I
don't
know
talk to him,
chess enthusiasts are a dangerous lot.
you can talk to other people. So you know that in the embassy there is a lock room with some weapons in it for the embassy security, and usually that's where you can get your equipment. He said no, but you could talk to people, and this, if you really want to do this afterwards, it's a trust roll, but it's a hard trust roll.
All right.
So we're not allowed to bring our own personal firearms with us.
Well, when you went on the airline, you didn't, and then you thought you were going to get something when you showed up, but this guy decided you're not getting anything.
Oh, what a dick.
Well,
And he tells you, like, even the Icelandic police do not carry firearms.
that's great, but I do.
I'm not the
He looks
Icelandic
at you like
police.
you're an idiot. Because that's why Morton will be with you day in, day out to prevent some sort of international incident.
Yeah.
Okay.
We had an international incident where we were there because it was found out that the fighter pilots were sticking their shotguns for hunting in their military jets and just taking them in without customs to the military base, and then they take them off base and go hunting. So you can just own a shotgun for hunting purposes in Iceland.
Yeah, Iceland shotguns and rifles are okay.
Yeah.
Basically, a third of the population have guns, but they're all shotgun and rifles.
Well, that's enough.
Yeah.
So Felicity would just kind of smirk.
Okay.
You know.
Well, anything else? Bernard will show you to your safe house. It's 10 miles out from Reykjavik. You know, so it's basically a 10-minute drive, right, out of town.
So before we head out, I will look for the station security chief.
Yeah. So do your trust. You need a hard, so you need to make.
This is for the MI6.
For a handgun, right? You want to get a
handgun.
handgun?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with him too.
Okay.
I made it by one.
Okay. So the guy looks at you. You give him the secret handshake, and he gives you one. Right? He gives you what you want.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
Oh, he's the only one.
about. Well, you got to make your own roll.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I was gonna use that. Oh, I've got a pee trick, and then go in there and get one for everybody.
No, but you're CIA. This is MI6. They're not gonna.
I'm in MI6.
Oh, you're not
Felicity is-
CIA.
No,
Oh.
Felicity's straight up in MI6.
You're American. You're MI6. Micah's character is CIA. Yeah, go roll your trust. You need
I'm an
half.
American MI6. Remember?
Yeah,
This is crazy. All right. Oh, trust roll. You said right?
yeah. It's you have to do a hard. So
Shit. Where's my truest? Hold on. It's on my second sheet.
23. I don't know if I think I have a 40.
My 6. I gotta make it 20. I made it 15. I got one.
Woohoo!
oh, okay. You get a
This is my 3.
handgun.
Can we spend luck?
You can spend luck if you want.
Okay, I'll spend 3 points of luck.
Is there anywhere
You saw,
where I
my,
can-
you saw my spreadsheet. I was owed a low number.
You're banking all your low ones, huh?
Have they got a little, I don't know, tool cupboard, or where they might have some tools stored, like a toolbox or anything?
Yeah, you can get that. That's not a.
I just want to see if I can take one of those with us, because being more of a technical guy, I've only got a Swiss Army knife on my person.
By the way, hiding a body in Iceland is incredibly easy.
Yeah, just put them in the geysers, right? Or the
There are
what do they
lava
call it?
caves and tunnels everywhere, and like
Yep.
90% of the population is in Reykjavik. So you just drive an hour outside of Reykjavik, and you will not see another soul for hours.
Yeah, my uncle used to be the radio broadcast or news broadcaster out there for American Armed Forces Television. He told us all about it. So it's a very cool place.
So you see Morton. He has a car that can take all of you, and he drives the 10 minutes to this farmhouse. The farmhouse looks like it's newly renovated. Well, not renovated, but they put new paint and then cleaned it out for you guys. So it looks like they just did work on it.
Hmm.
Okay. Well, I guess let's gather the things and go inside.
Yeah, so you see that this place has no indoor bathroom.
Oh,
there's
bathroom.
a bathroom out back. There's also a barn. So the small barn maybe you could use for interrogations or things like that. But yeah, the bathroom is out back.
Let's see. Is it an outhouse, literally?
No, I think let's see. They had a description. Let me see. Find it. No,
Charlie's a bit upset about that. Being an old man, his bladder's not the greatest, and that's just about in the cold all the time.
Yeah. So how many guys do you have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's only 2 bedrooms, a living room, a large kitchen with a wood burning stove, no indoor plumbing. An outhouse serves as a lavatory, and there's a small barn.
And there's a water pump somewhere on the property.
Yeah, there must be a water pump.
Does the barn have a loft?
I assume there is, yeah.
So if there's hay out there, then actually, believe it or not, Felicity is going to go and make that her spot.
Seriously?
Yep. For one, she's going to give one bed to the old guy because manners. And
Well, I mean,
2,
yeah.
Felicity is a cat burglar type person, and the last thing she wants to do is be cooped up. If something goes south, she doesn't want to be in the main house with everybody else. She'd rather be outside of the house and be able to work her way back in.
There are 2 old guys. I think we should flip a kroner.
I'll take the couch. That way I can be security on the front door.
I would have found something to use as a bedpan as well, so I don't have to keep going outside.
Oh, they probably do have bedpans. They probably have little chamber pots or whatever.
Yeah. So Felicity, Percival, and who else got a gun?
I got a gun.
I did.
Okay. Dennis.
The scary guy got one.
All the killers got guns.
Yes, pretty much.
Yeah.
The wet work guys.
Yep.
So where do you want to go? Where are you going to head?
So where is the chess championship happening?
So you ask, and Bernard goes, that's over at the stadium.
Okay, we should probably get the schedule of that.
That's a aerial view of the stadium. He goes, oh, you've missed part of the chess events already. Let me see. They have a schedule.
I take it we've been given false passports.
Yeah.
We haven't got full shows ourselves.
How crowded is Reykjavik with tourists? Is it just like flush with tourists?
Yeah, it's very crowded.
Have we been given a car at all?
Yes, Bernard will be driving it.
Ah. We're going to have to lose this Bernard bloke at some point, I think.
Just out of curiosity, do they drive on the left or the right in Iceland?
They did, and up until they're occupied by the British in World War II, and then when the Americans took over the base, they hated all things British, so they switched over to the right-hand drive.
Okay.
When did that happen, though?
Huh?
When did that happen, though?
After World War II. So the British owned the air base by occupation during World War II, because basically the British went to Iceland and said, hey, you're a real strategic location in the middle of the ocean. We want to put a base here to look for submarines, German submarines, interfering with the shipping. And Iceland said no. And then the Brits said, "Oh, do you have any standing military?" And Iceland said no, and the Brits said, "Okay, we're coming." so the Icelanders considered themselves occupied by the Brits all the way up through the end of the war, and then the Brits left and handed the base over to the Americans. And to this day, the Icelanders celebrate their Independence Day from the British as a holiday.
So for all the characters are sort of Brits, so the roads are going the wrong way.
All right, that's good to know, because so all the cars you get in and you're expecting to be on the driver's side and you're in the passenger seat. Great.
Oh no, the roads go the other way. So basically, the ones curbside is still passenger, and roadside is still driver.
I'm talking about for well, when you're looking at the car, if you're driving on the left, you're going to get on the right side, right? Because you're driving on the left. But anyway, never mind. I'm just thinking about my character. You know, rolling a box, doing something, and getting on the wrong side of the car. Oh man!
Oh, but usually, the curbside, you always the passenger anyway. So I think you can actually adjust.
Have a Griswold moment.
Screw up is looking down the street before you cross. You look the wrong way.
Yeah, that's true. So it looks like everybody we want to talk to is going to be at the chess tournament going on at the stadium, and
correct.
That's happening right now, or is it like a?
Yeah, there is.
Between.
So you arrive on the 12th. This is now the 12th. So Morton tells you, yesterday. The first game, Fisher was 7 minutes late.
Okay.
But they played the first game.
Does he have an entourage?
Fisher?
Yeah.
So he says, Fisher is not really. It's Fisher and his second. His second is father. There's a priest who's Fisher's second. They're sharing a room. Father William Lombardi is Bobby Fisher's second. He's a Catholic priest, age 36, but he's wearing regular clothing. He's not wearing his priestly garbs. They are sharing a same place. Fisher, for some reason, checked out of... What was that? Oh, Fisher checked out of his hotel and moved to a different hotel. The hotel everybody is in is... Well, he moved to the Loft... Loftleidir. Loftlitter? So, Bobby Fisher, on the 10th of July... he moved out of where he was staying in a farmhouse, and he rented a 3-room suite of the Hotel Loftlitter.
It sounds like a security move to me. I can only assume he's surrounded by security because the nature of high profile is. So
it's this Father William shares a room there. He's at the old digs.
Oh no, he shares a room with Fisher. They practice chess together.
Okay.
Do we know where this Virgil Marquardt is staying?
Oh, Marquardt. Yes, Marquardt. I believe he's with the Soviet delegation. They're in the main hotel. The Hotel Esja, ESJA. It's within walking distance of the stadium.
So, you mean he's just staying in the same hotel as the Soviet delegation, or he's with the Soviet delegation?
He's in the Soviet delegation. Somehow he got a position on the Soviet delegation.
But he's an American publisher.
Oh no! You're talking about. I thought you were talking about the defector.
No.
I thought Virgil Marquardt was the publisher.
Oh, you bring up this Marquardt? He goes, who's Marquardt?
Oh.
Never mind.
Can you spell that? Let me see if I can find any information.
You know what? Actually, I'm thinking of the wrong thing. I apologize.
Oh.
I'm thinking of my other super secret mission. Sorry. let me backtrack.
No. Tell him everything. He's like the other guy says his best man is number 2.
I didn't realize that was the super secret thing. Sorry.
Do you have any idea how we're supposed to make contact with the Russian?
You were sent here as the experts, but if you want my advice, I could give you some.
Well, I mean, you are the embassy, so how has he tried to contact you covertly, or?
So then you bring that up, and you know he goes, yeah, I was at the embassy when he showed up.
What was your read on him?
He seemed nervous, sweaty, but Terrence Soames would have nothing with it to do with him and sent him away. Yeah, he showed up at the embassy yesterday and demanded to be taken in. And then what he tells you matches the folder that the report in the folder that Sir Clive gave you guys. So nothing new.
Okay.
How long do we have before they are supposed to start the next match or whatever?
Oh, I think there's another match tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
And he gives you the schedule. Like there's supposed to be a number of matches and best out of so many, right?
Okay. And what time of day is it again? I'm sorry.
It's probably in the you arrived in the afternoon, so it's probably maybe 4 p.m. by now. But it won't get dark till
right.
Like
1. But it doesn't get dark. It just gets like,
and it's not really
twilight.
dark. It just darkens.
So all the chess stuff is over with by now. So the only thing that would be left would be any of the social gatherings that spawn off the closing of the first day's matches.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does the Hotel Loflitter have a restaurant that you know of?
Yeah, there is. There should be.
I would suggest we drive into town and have dinner there and see if we get any glimpses of Fisher or anybody that might be connected to him. And, you know, unless you guys want to make it, if you guys want to hook up with Eric, aka the Stoat.
Yeah, I mean, he's got info for us, so.
Because I'd like to get eyes on, I say kind of, sort of, so our driver can't really hear. I want to get eyes on Virgil, see what he looks like, take maybe a couple pictures. I think he's going to be hanging with Bobby Fischer.
But I could use something to eat. Absolutely.
So you want to go to the Hotel Loflitter then?
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless we want to split the group.
So this is like a long view of the hotel, and then this is like a it's like a postcard look on it, I guess.
Hotel. Mm-hmm.
So it's a bunch of connected buildings. It's sort of weird looking.
Let's
Yeah, so that's what the Hotel Loughlitter looks like.
Is that right by the airport? Or what?
Yes, but it's only a domestic airport that flies to other locations in Iceland.
Oh, sorry.
It's funny because the Reykjavik airport is a domestic local, just a commuter prop plane airport that flies out to all the little remote dirt strips and fields and stuff. Their international airport is 45 minutes outside of Reykjavik, attached to the military base, the U.S. base. So the military base is on one side of the airport, that big runway, and then on the other side is their commercial terminal. So they share a runway that the military maintains.
So that's kind of like the way they got the setup in Sacramento. I think their airport is next to their air base up there.
It makes sense because the military airstrip has to carry heavy loads, right?
Yeah, they get more international long flights, and they loved us there. It was a great deal for them because they get a free international airport without having to maintain it. The military maintains it; they get free use of it.
All right. So, I don't know if anybody else is going with us, but I will go to the restaurant.
Who's going to go there?
Felicity will go to the restaurant.
Felicity and...
I'll go as well. I'm going to hang back to make it look like I don't know them, but I'm going to follow them, but make it obvious that I'm looking over me.
So... Are the other characters doing? Is Charles and Charlie?
Charles will be with Charlie.
Okay, so are you gonna? Okay, so you're actually all together. Right?
Yeah.
But we're splitting up into small groups, so we're covering
that's fine.
More areas, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you go to the hotel. It's fully booked. There's all these people there, and you notice there's like there's an excitement in the air, like, but not happy excitement, more of a buzz. There's a buzz going on.
So Felicity would immediately get a drink and try and start moving.
So yeah, somebody goes, "Oh, do you believe that? Fisher, he resigned. He was complaining that the noise of the television cameras was too much and it was disturbing his game, and he resigned the game."
Wow. Are they going to be making adjustments for the next game to take that into account?
I don't know. We'll see tomorrow. This is all so exciting.
So Felicity would ask, did it count as a loss, or did it...
Oh, yes, that's one loss.
Oh, fine.
Yeah,
that is serious.
So Spassky is going to be going to remain world chess champion after this, then, huh?
Well, he's not finished yet.
But does he still have a chance at victory, or is that it? With that resignation, did he feel his defeat?
Well, I think it's best out of so many games. I think I'm not sure.
Put himself in the hole for sure.
There's a whole series of games.
Would he come back if they did something to the TV cameras today?
What was that?
I'd chirp up, just saying, do you think he would come back if they took away the TV cameras?
Well, it's scheduled for tomorrow.
Hmm.
And you know, Fisher, he's so eccentric. Like when they did the draw to decide who pulled the pawn, he showed up 20 minutes late.
He was probably flicking the light switch on and off 187 times before he could come out of his room.
Do you know where he is now?
Well, everybody's hanging around, see if we can catch sight of him. He might be in his suites up there, but we're just hanging out here hoping he will show up.
Where was his suite? In his hotel?
Yeah. I think on the 4th floor somewhere. And then he leans in and goes, 403.
So I'm rather a fan of him, you know, and I'd love to get his autograph.
I'm sure if you knock on his door, he'll sign your autograph.
Yeah, sure.
I've travelled all this way, you know, and to see him play, shocking.
And then the person goes, thus we're all down here.
So is it just him and the Father William Lombardi, or
You're not sure. It sounds like it.
has anybody seen Lombardi?
Yeah, he's around.
Okay, so he's less of a recluse, or is he just kind of...
He's hanging out with Fisher.
Okay.
But at this point, we don't really need to access Fisher, though, right? I mean, the farther we can stay away from him, the better, because there's going to be a lot of eyes on him and agents, etc.
Well, my whole goal is to get information on Virgil Marquand and see what he looks like and get him lined up. We also need to talk to our double agent at some point.
Yeah, so this is a picture of Bobby Fischer. I actually found pictures of the chess tournament, so I actually have real pictures of him. If you attend the chess tournament, I'll show you real pictures of the chess tournament.
Okay. Is what's his name? The journalist guy. What's his nationality?
Which journalist?
The journalist guy that we're looking for, the publisher.
Oh, he's American, I think, right?
Yeah, he's from like Montana.
Yeah.
I wonder could we work through our embassy to work with the American embassy to request to the Iceland embassy, basically saying they want to know where one of their citizens is, and maybe then the embassy can contact hotels with their authority to try to find out where he's staying.
Yeah, you could do that. You can call it in.
Okay, we'll do that.
So it'll take time. It's not like computerized, but you could do that.
Okay.
Definitely. Actually, you should tell Morton. You should tell Morton this, and then he'll send the request in.
Okay, I'll give him a call.
Yeah. It may be computerized, but in this day and age, the computer is probably about 6 feet long and 3 feet wide and 4 feet high.
The room
uses punch cards to get,
Yep.
So you want to
reel tape.
You want to ask Morton to hunt this guy down?
Sure.
Okay.
Might as well use our resources.
Is there anybody from the Russian delegation at the hotel, or are they all over at the other hotel?
There's probably some Russians here too, but not as much as over at the main hotel. You could sort of, I don't know if you can really tell. The Russians, the people with Russian info could probably tell, probably by the cut of their suits and things like that. There's some little tells that some people are Russians.
It's the fur hats, man. Gives it away all the time.
So are you guys just hanging out here, or are you gonna leave some people here and some people go somewhere else?
I don't know whether it's worth just trying to go up to his room, maybe, and anyone's game.
Well, the thing is, what we could do is try to requisition some surveillance equipment and bug the room. That way we could keep an eye on Fisher's comings and goings and his communications with other people if we can get the phones bugged.
Nobody seems to have seen him now, because they're all downstairs waiting.
I think he's probably staying up in his room. He's probably going in and out the back way and just staying up in his room. If we want, one of us could pretend to be room service or something if we really want to get into his room or something.
So here's the issue: 1970s technology for bugging. You could do it. It's just that most of the time you can be only 1 or 2 rooms away. and unfortunately,
All the rooms are booked.
all the rooms are booked.
Well,
I don't mind going up there as a fan and just trying to knock the door to see if anyone answers. Because if nobody's seen it, how do we know this guy that's Virgil Markar?
yeah, Virgil Marquardt or Marcard or whatever.
How do we know that he hasn't got to him? And
That's what we're trying to. Yeah, that's what we need to figure out. And we also need to get our hand on any materials that Bobby Fischer may have in his possession from the Shining Word publications.
I mean, I don't mind taking one for the team and just trying to knock the door just to see if anyone answers.
And I know, I just want to let you guys know, I have in big, bold words and underlined it, do not kill Fisher.
So do you
Write
want
it
him,
in a giant marker on the back of your hand.
Yes.
so do you want him to be in or out, or what is your hoping for? What are you hoping for?
I just want to see if he's there and
Okay.
what.
So you're hoping
what
that he's
his,
there. Okay, roll your luck.
just to see what how he is sort of psychologically as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit!
Oh, that's not good.
I've just passed it by 2.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
So you knock on the door, and this guy answers the door.
Huh.
He goes, "Hi, can I help you?"
Oh, hello there. I'm so sorry for the intrusion, but I'm a really big fan of yours, and I was just so sorry to hear that.
Yeah, so it's not Fisher, it's this other guy.
Oh, right, so it's not Fisher. Oh, okay. Oh, hello there. Is Mr. Fisher in at all?
He's busy right now. Do you want to leave a message?
I just wanted to say hello very, very quickly and shake his hand and just to say I'm very sorry that he's left the competition. I'm a big fan of his, you know, and I was just hoping I could get his autograph before I flew home.
Yeah, do a spot hidden.
Oh, for fuck's sake. 97.
And he goes, Bobby is very upset right now. He's not taking any visitors.
Oh, I'm really sorry to hear that. And your name is, by the way, sorry, I didn't catch your name.
Oh, I'm Father William. What's his name? Father William Lombardi.
Are you a priest by any chance? So they used to do a little
Yes.
father.
Yes, I'm a Catholic priest.
Oh. Yes, but are you sure he's not able to come to the door? I mean, like I say, I will be flying home very soon, and I really would like to get your autograph before I left.
Well, he maybe tomorrow you might find him heading towards the stadium, and Bobby's been greeting people there on the way. That's your best chance. He wants his rest right now. You notice past him, the room, it looks pretty tidy, but there are books, piles of books on all the surfaces. They're all like chess books. And there's chessboards, 3 or 4 all over the place, all in the middle of a game. Like 3 or 4 already set up in different parts of the place that you can see on surfaces where there's like chess pieces that's in the midst of a game.
Oh, I see. He's been practicing very intensely there. I mean, to have all those chessboards out, has he been playing multiple games at once to test his, to test his ability? And
Yes. We're brushing up on various strategies and things like that right now. So you know, we lost the first match today, so we're very keen on working for tomorrow.
Is it true that this sounds
You
like
notice he's like slowly pushing the door closed.
I'm going to start edging towards the door to get slightly, just to sort of get in between the doors. So
Yeah.
if he has to close it, he's got to like try and he's actually going to push me back with the door. I don't know if this is just a rumor or not. I mean, you hear lots of crazy rumors, but I overheard someone in the bar downstairs saying that he resigned the game due to the cameras. Is that true?
Yes. The camera noise was just, the television cameras were just too noisy. It ruined his concentration. And you look and you actually see like, you see a pair of pants, trousers, like, you know, through a doorway, through another doorway, you see just a pair of loafers and like the end of somebody's pants, and the legs are like crossing and recrossing.
I say, is that him there? I can see his legs.
You know, I'm not trying to be stereotypical, but this is so John Cleese. There's a room up there. I see his legs. I see your legs.
And he doesn't even turn.
I smell him.
Sir, he's very busy right now. I do not want to call security.
Mr. Fisher, I just want to say I'm a big fan, and yes, I wish all the best of luck in your future games.
Okay, so you see, like, Fisher has now, the legs go down, and then he sort of peeks, like, he puts his upper torso, like, through the doorway so you could sort of see him, and he sees you. Why don't you roll a charm?
Yeah, I'll give him a big beaming smile. Where's my charm? Golden charm, something, you know. Oh, no, failed.
He looks at you, he sees you, and then you see him pull his head back behind the doorway. And then you don't even see his legs anymore, right? Like he's moved off.
Door closes.
And then of course Father William is now trying to close the door. Are you gonna let him close the door?
I'll start to back out at this point. And just go, and then, just saying that, I hope to see you soon, Mr. Fisher.
Yeah, and then Lombardi closes the door and you hear it lock. But you notice there was no security up here, but people are walking down the hallway. And while you're talking, some people did sort of look at you, you know.
I'll go back down to the bar and say, yeah, he's up there. He's got a Father Williams up there at the moment, and he's got a Catholic priest with him. Well, allegedly, that he said he was a Father Williams.
I'm sure he could use all the help he can get.
Oh, you go back down? Are you going to go back to where you were sitting before?
Yeah, I'll just go back into the bar and...
So the person goes, you see him? You see him? Did he sign your autograph?
Unfortunately not, no. He was sat in the room. I did see him glance at me, peered his head round the corner, and he seems to be playing chess on about 3 or 4 chessboards. Apparently, they're trying some new techniques on his game, apparently.
Should I go up there? Maybe I should go up there.
There's no security up there whatsoever.
Oh. Hey, he goes, hey, Bob. Hey, let's go to Fisher's room.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, so he vacates the seat he was sitting in the bar, right? and he grabs his friend, and they start heading towards the elevator.
Right. Yeah, I'll relay everything back to the group and
Yeah, I think every time we go engage with Fisher, we're just going to bring attention to ourselves. So
Yeah,
but we don't need to.
But we learned that he doesn't have security, and it's easy to get to him now.
Now he does.
That might change if we have the stampede of fans coming up to his room.
Yeah.
So, as we leave the room, Felicity would mention that when he goes to play tomorrow, if need be, there's a good chance I can probably get into his room. Since it doesn't look like he's got anybody there other than the good father, who's probably going to be there as well. I can probably get into his room and have a snoop about.
Yeah, did any of you guys have the lockpick skill?
Yes.
yeah, mine's gone up to 25 now.
So yeah, definitely you know where he'll be tomorrow during the chess match, right?
Mine is 50.
So you can definitely plan for that for tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just kind of, Felicity would offer that to the other gentlemen in the group and say, hey, this is something I can do.
Well, that sounds something that we might want to have, while he's at the chess match. So we went ahead and got the word out through the diplomatic grapevine about Virgil Marquard, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you'll probably get information on that tomorrow morning.
All right. And then, so for as far as we know, it's just Fisher and the priest up in the room.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Bernard says, well, where to next, gents?
Do you want to go to the Hotel Esja that the Russians are at, or do you want to just go back to the farmhouse?
I mean, we could at least go and just have a coffee in the lobby at the hotel just to scope it out, see what it's like.
Maybe.
Let's see. I think I have to drop.
So does Eric Yefimov know about us, or is he just?
He went to the British embassy and talked to the head of station there, but
okay, but he doesn't know we're coming or anything like that, or
no.
All right.
So this is the hotel, the other hotel. I like all these terrible colors, like definitely 1970 colors.
Yes.
Brown and orange usually, isn't it, for the 70s?
So this one is within walking distance of the stadium. So Bernard tells you that the Russian chess club is called the Central Chess Club. They booked most of the fourth floor.
And that's where he's staying?
The Russians are staying here. All of the Russians, the chess players, and the Russians associated with a chess match.
So basically it's Bobby Fischer and this priest versus all the Russians that they brought. or are there other Americans?
No, I think they're basically Boris Spassky is the one that's playing, and then this is like his support group and a whole bunch of KGB agents and stuff like that.
Okay,
So if you do ask Bernard, he goes, well, apparently KGB is really into chess. Yeah, it's very clear that they don't need so many people, but I guess some people are there to watch, and then a lot of hanger-ons, and I think they.
well, it's the chess players and the people watching the chess players, and the watchers watching the watchers.
Yeah, they booked 18 rooms, and I know they're all double occupancy, so that's 36 Russians. And that's only in this hotel for the chess club. There's others.
Okay. So I'll station myself down. If there's a cafe or someplace, I'll station myself down there, have a coffee or tea or something like that, and just kind of kick back and watch people and see if I recognize anybody or if anybody has the look. You know what I mean? The look.
So is everybody there, or if everybody's there, who has the lowest luck?
Mine is 26 at the moment.
That's pretty low.
I think it'd be you.
Roll your luck roll, then. Maybe you'll spot somebody.
I have Sean Bean luck.
While he's rolling his luck, I had to step away. Where did we go?
He went to the hotel where the Russians are staying.
Oh, okay.
Nope, missed it by 11.
Yeah, you're looking around. You don't see either of the two photos, right? The guy who wants to be exfiltrated and the Montana guy. You don't see them.
And somebody stuck it. This guy's a spy on my back. So what time of day is it?
It's probably 5 p.m. by now, maybe. What do you guys want to do? Hang out here longer, or?
I mean, I can hang out here and wait for a while if other people want to do things elsewhere. I'm just going to see if I see Eric in the hotel. If anybody wants to hang out with me, that's cool, but, you know.
Well, Felicity would probably want to stay because she's interested in the whole... one of the people you're looking for is Virgil, right?
Yes, and I don't have an image of him, so I just know he's, you know.
Yeah,
we know he's a long-haired hippie-looking type.
Yeah. So you know he's long-haired hippie guy.
I'd be interested to see if I can get anywhere near these cameras. Being a techie, I'd like to see if I can inspect them to see why he would think they were making a noise.
Oh, the TV cameras, they're at the stadium, so you'll have to go to the sports stadium.
Yeah.
Do you want to go to the sports stadium?
Yeah, I'd like to try and take a shift at the cameras to see if there was anything wrong with the cameras. But I don't know how I'm going to blag my way in there though to inspect them.
I could have Charles go with you, and I can have him disguise himself as someone having to do with that, and give your guy a cover of being a technician.
That's cool. Is in the hotel? Is there a place where the cleaning stuff would be, or the hardware kind of people? See if I can pinch a pair of overalls.
Typically there is. So you just need to look for it.
If I could pinch some overalls to wear to make myself look a little bit more of a handyman.
Okay, so you want to do that. Do you have a good sleight of hand?
So, no, I've got the base.
So you don't have a good sleight of hand, then then I just say a regular stealth roll. Because you'll see it, and then you'll want to grab it without being noticed.
I am going to spend 13 luck.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah, just after you stuff like a uniform into your jacket, you know, some cleaning person comes by and asks you whether they can help you, and
yeah, I'll just say, that's fine, so it's all fine. I just dropped a few things, I'm picking them up. And then
so you go for the restroom and then change?
Yeah. And then I'll go and find my compadre and walk over to the stadium together.
Okay. So yeah, the stadium's not that far. You notice it's after it's closed, but it's not locked. So you can just go in the front doors. It's a fairly large stadium. It seats thousands of people. In the middle, there's like a stage, and then they put a table and chairs there, and there's also you can see the TV equipment just sort of there. There's probably people hanging around too. I mean, people doing things. So it's not like it's empty.
I suppose we'll make our way towards the TV cameras and just start to go over them and inspect them and.
Yeah. Some guy comes up to you and go, "Hey, what are you doing?"
Oh, hello there. I'm just. I've been told to come in and just check over the cameras, just make sure everything's in working order.
Yeah, they worked fine today.
Yes, I've just been sent out. Yes, just to check them over. And you are, I'm my dear fellow.
Yeah, he gives you his name, right?
Pleased to meet you. Well, if you don't mind, I'll just need to get on with my work, and I shall see you later.
You do a fast talk.
That's 25. It's like 74, so that's a fail.
Because I don't think you should be messing around with this equipment. I mean, this is a lot of money, and I don't think you should be messing with this equipment.
You don't think I don't know what I'm doing? I'm paid to do this job. And I say, what's your supervisor's name? And I say out of pen and paper.
Okay, I think that's an intimidation. So do an intimidation.
So I do the base as well. Oh, failed.
Well, Sorensen.
I'll start writing that down.
No. He says, "Well, Sorensen," and then you know you have a name tag on your overalls. It says Sorensen.
Right.
I don't think a janitor from the Hotel Esja should be messing around with the cameras here.
Right. Could I do a roll on my maybe electronics or electrical repair?
Yeah.
Reel off,
Show your knowledge. Sure.
Yeah, just to reel off a load of kind of things to do with cameras and stuff, just to make a big look. I know what I'm doing. Oh, 16. So
But I will give you. Let me do it this way instead. Since you're using your electronic skill, you look at the equipment. Everything looks normal. There's nothing wrong with this equipment. There's nothing unusual. It looks like TV broadcasting equipment. But remember, back in those days, they're humongous, right? They're like movie cameras back then.
Right. Yeah, I'll just say to I mean, I've been told to check them over due to the due to some complaints we've had about noise coming from them. So I'm checking them over.
The noise is normal. Bobby Fischer is just making up an excuse for losing.
Well, I'm just doing my job, my dear fellow. Is there anything else in the studio other than the cameras?
So you basically see like 2 or 3 cameras, like TV cameras, and then there's like a giant board with displaying the chess moves, right? And then they have the tables and the chairs. I assume they probably put away the chess board, but they have the big board, right, where they show you what the moves were.
So they just like an overhead camera shot of a.
I don't know if they did that. I think they had like a giant board where they just they mirrored what they did on their chessboard on the big board, and they just moved these magnetic pieces, right? It's like a 2D board, and the pieces are just these cutouts of like the knights and pawns and things, and they just sort of move them.
Is this guy still hanging around?
Yeah, he thinks you're going to sabotage the cameras for tomorrow, so he's just going to watch you carefully. You could be a rabid Bobby Fischer fan trying to sabotage all the TV cameras so that so there's no noise tomorrow. If someone would just get rid of these bothersome TV cameras, if somebody.
It's I take it, Sean, you're still here with me, and you can see this happening.
Yeah, but yeah, I kind of gotta have Charles walk over and say, what seems to be the problem here?
This gentleman, he thinks I don't know what I'm doing with these cameras, and I've told him I've got much sort of, I know what I'm doing, and I've been told to check these cameras out. He won't let me do my job properly.
So why are you bothering this man? He's clearly here to do a job. I should know.
I don't see any papers on him, and I don't see any papers on you. And I know all the crew members for this, and you're just sort of skulking about. Just be off with you two. Be off.
No, I'm gonna pull out some papers.
Some random papers.
Hey, I had time. I had time to forge some papers before I got here.
Your journalist papers.
Yeah. I quickly went back and rewrote them as repairman papers. Way over for the hotel.
So are you gonna? Oh, okay, I see. So do a forgery. Do you have the forgery? I thought you did.
Oh yeah, I do.
Do your forgery. Tell me how well you did that. 7. Oh, so you show the papers, and he suddenly his eyes get wide. He goes, "Oh, I'm sorry, sir. As long as you vouch for this workman, that'll be okay.
Yes, that's all very well and nice. Now, be off with you and let the man finish his work.
So he moves off, not totally out of sight, but he's still sort of watching you guys.
Well, that took care of that.
Thank you for that. It was getting rather bothersome.
I said, did we find any validity to the problems?
The cameras look totally fine to me. They look in perfect working order. I would like to check out some of the other equipment here if we can.
Oh, let's take a walking tour and see if we can see if we can find the root of any problems.
Yeah, we'll have a wander to the screen with the chessboard.
Yeah, so you're looking at everything like there's probably a microphone somewhere, right? Like a microphone boom somewhere and stuff. So you check all that stuff. Maybe we go back to the bar. Who's back at the bar?
I think Dave's had to go.
Yeah, I guess I'll be back at the bar.
Okay.
Oh, you're at the bar?
Yeah.
So while you wait at the bar, then you actually see, where's that picture? You see this guy go to the bar. He sort of looks like he's already a little bit drunk, like he has problems getting on the bar stool.
Mm-hmm.
And then he orders a drink.
Okay, I'll walk over and have a. Mind if I sit for a drink with you, sir?
Yeah. Yeah, drink.
I'm gonna take a position at the bar, a couple spots down, just in case.
Yeah, is he alone or does he have an entourage? And I'm gonna kind of
when
casually look around.
he looks like when he sat down, he was looking for somebody, and the guy to his left, he sort of said hello to him before he sat down. He goes, yeah, this is he points to the guy to the left. This is Jonathan Carnes, journalist from London Times. Yes. You are. He looks for your press.
He says that to me. He's introducing himself.
Yeah, he points out to the guy next to him and introduces that guy as London Times, and then he goes, "And who are you?"
I'll give him my cover name and just the name of some measly little course paper.
Press
that
two. This is good. This is good.
And you are, sir?
Oh, I am Yefov.
What the
Yeah.
hell?
Are you sure?
Is it appearing drugged or drunk?
He's drunk.
Okay.
And then he leans over to the London Times, goes, but he's speaking loud enough you can hear from where you are. He goes, I know double agent in British intelligence. And then he's like, oh, I shouldn't have said that. KGB all over. And he looks over his shoulder, and then he looks the other way. He goes, oh, I didn't say that, right? I just said in my head. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Things like that. Conspiracies and the like. A chess match isn't exactly the right venue for those type of articles. What are you doing here to report?
Who are you? Oh, I see. You small press. I'm here to talk to London Times to give him big scoop.
And what scoop is that?
Oh, I know about the double agent in British. Oh, I shouldn't be telling you this. KGB everywhere, especially since I'm KGB too.
I look over at the journalist, quote unquote, that he's been talking to. Does he look like a journalist?
Yeah, he looks like a journalist. The guy's trying to get this guy's attention, and he goes, Yefimov, I need some verification for this. You just can't just say these things. Do you have any type of proof you can give me? And he goes, proof? Yeah, I have proof. Lots of proof. But too dangerous here. I can't talk here. KGB everywhere.
All right. We weren't given any kind of code word to give to this guy to let him know that we're here for him. No? Great. No, we never asked for that. All right.
No.
All right.
I'll say to him, can I speak with him in a low tone so that other journalists can't hear?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to say, I have some friends that work in the embassy that might be interested in hearing what you have to say.
Oh, I went there. They kicked me out. They contacted you?
Yes, I've actually been sent to talk to you about it. They may have had a change of position.
Oh, we can't talk here. KGB everywhere. Meet me later tonight.
Where?
The cemetery.
The cemetery. Which cemetery?
That's not ominous.
Everybody likes the cemetery.
Yeah.
I can't pronounce this. Holovan Garden Cemetery.
Okay.
Tonight, when it gets darker, this place is crazy. It doesn't get dark. How do you sleep here?
With a face mask.
So you're doing your thing, talking to him. You don't notice anything, but Dennis, you actually see somebody sort of surreptitiously watching this.
Okay.
This guy. This guy is watching this whole exchange.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, okay. I'm gonna watch him, try to keep it on the down low, and see what he does, where he goes. And I'm assuming that Percival is going to be leaving, or is he still talking to?
Yeah, after you finish talking, he tells Percival to, no, you can't be seen here. Leave. I see you midnight graveyard.
I'm gonna try not to be obvious, but give Percival like a little like knowing look and like kind of glance over at the table where this bald guy is sitting at.
Yeah, maybe just do a tradecraft roll to see if he. Well, you don't do it. I guess it's Dave to
see if I see it.
Yeah.
Okay. 22. I think I made it.
Oh yeah. So you notice like Dennis over there is like
giving you the eyeball.
Yeah, looking at you and then like nodding his head in the direction of somewhere. And then,
one of my contacts slipped out, man. No.
Yeah. So okay, I'll say to this guy, you're actually right. We're being watched right now by someone I suspect.
Yeah, and you actually notice the guy. So both of you guys can do your check your tradecraft, and you can also do your spot hiddens too.
Okay, tradecraft 21. So
Add a check mark to them.
This is everybody who's there.
Huh? Oh, are you there too?
I mean, yeah, I was down when the. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I didn't go.
Yeah, you didn't see anything.
Okay.
So both Felicity and Percival didn't see anything, but Dennis saw the sky.
Okay, so you said put a check on tradecraft and then roll for spot hidden, or just put a check?
And put a check on spot hidden if it's not checked.
Okay, cool. All right.
I made tradecraft I made a hard success.
Oh no, I'm using your hidden rolls. So.
Oh, you're
I'm just telling
okay.
you, just put a check mark there.
All right, cool.
But yeah, Felicity. When Dennis did that look to Percival, you followed the look too, and you now see the same guy. So you get to also check your spot hidden and tradecraft.
All right, so my thinking is I'm going to stay in the bar area, watch our double agent, watch the guy watching our double agent, and see where they go, and then I'm going to try to follow the guy who's watching our double agent.
Okay. So he's there for a while, and then what is Percival going to do?
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna tell him we are being watched right now by a heavy set.
I tell you, KGB everywhere.
Yeah, so don't say anything to anyone. I'm going to get up now and pretend like we just met, and I'm going to just give you a courtesy handshake and give you my business card, as if we just made an acquaintance, like a professional acquaintance.
And then you leave?
Yeah.
Where do you go after you leave?
I'm going to leave the bar by myself.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm doing the whole I'm drinking, not drinking thing, where I'm kind of putting the glass to my lips and not even really sipping that much. So I want to just try to blend in as a bar patron, if possible.
Okay, so Percival leaves.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Then, not too much long after he leaves, the bald-headed guy starts tailing him.
Yeah,
starts tailing Percival?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm trying to lure him away.
All right.
So before that happens, I was trying to get your attention. Sorry. Before that happens, Felicity would go to the bar near where Dennis is, and basically, kind of order her own drink and then kind of ask, which one do you want me to follow?
Follow our double agent.
Okay.
And I'll follow the bald guy.
So then she would move away from him almost immediately after getting a drink and then wait for the double agent to make his way out.
Okay. So you watch the guy, and he's getting more drunk, and he's still talking to the press guy. Percival leaves. Where do you want to go after Percival? Where do you want to go?
I want to go just walk and do some touristy stuff.
Okay, so you walk and start doing touristy stuff.
And I'm following after the bald gentleman.
So it's after a while you realize this guy is good, and he's following Percival. Like he really good tradecraft. Like he knows what he's doing. And then at one point, you actually realize he spotted you too.
Crap. Okay, so what does he do? Does he try to get away, or does he just kind of...
So after he spotted you, then you realize he's sort of keeping you at a certain distance so that you can't be a danger to him. Like he's really careful. Like he doesn't want to get sandwiched between you two in case Percival turns around or anything like that. So now he's sort of wary of, so you could tell from how he crosses the street and everything, he's making sure he can't get trapped by you two.
All right.
and he's still following Percival. But
Right.
it's interesting because the KGB usually is not single person; they have a whole team.
Yeah.
So you're watching it; it's sort of odd. One guy. It's not like a team of KGB agents.
So either he's not KGB or he's just really good.
I'll let you do a spot hidden too.
All right.
Yeah, do a spot hidden.
Okay, somebody roll.
Yeah, yours is not that great, but
Nope.
okay. Never mind.
Like, wow, Iceland is so pretty. Look at all the bright
So yeah,
color
he's following
roofs.
Percival. So Percival, when you're gonna do this touristy thingy, and he's still following you. At one point, you do notice him.
Okay. All right, I'm going to try to lose him.
Yeah. At one point, you think you lost him. And Dennis, you see Percival do the things you usually do to lose somebody. And you're following the other guy. And at one point you look and you see Percival's body language that I lost him. This is good. and then you see that the guy's still following Percival.
Okay. I'm going to keep on him.
So Percival, you've lost the guy that's following you. What do you do?
Okay, I'm going to go back near the bar and surveil the bar so I can meet up with my colleagues when they come out.
So you go back to the
without
bar,
going in.
and then you see Dennis is in the bar. And Felicity, you watch the guy. He actually gets really drunk, and he sort of falls unconscious at the bar.
Okay. Like completely unconscious?
Yeah.
Shit. Is Dennis still in the bar?
Well, no, Dennis had left, and then maybe like 3 hours later, he comes back, and Percival comes back, and then Dennis comes back.
So I would just kind of look at them when they come in, and I would just like look at them, and then I'd like very nonchalantly motion with my hands to him, and then look back at them like, what the fuck?
So Dennis, you had followed the bald-headed guy back to the bar.
Okay. He's coming back to the bar. He sees all this. Is there a way to try to whale him in a closet or a janitor's thing? I don't know. I want basically what I want to do is knock him out and incapacitate him.
Not in the bar, right?
But before he gets to the bar, we're on the way. Look, boom. Even if it's just any kind of off, out of the public area type place.
Well, when he was following Percival, there were some chances. Did you want to?
Yeah, I'll do that. When I see we're going back to the hotel, I'm just going to go cluck. Try to knock him out.
Okay. So on the way back, roll your maneuver.
Got a hard success.
Okay, I got a extreme.
Oh.
So you try to grab him. He whips out a knife and he stabs you.
God damn it!
We have blood.
God damn it, Sean Bean.
We have blood.
Oh, this is not going to be pretty.
Yeah.
You take 8 points.
Holy crap!
Oh,
He just stabs you, that's his fight back. Now he's going to attack you.
God damn, I'm gonna dodge.
You have
Do I
fight back
see
or
it?
dodge?
No, I think he's.
Well, actually, no. My fight back would be better. I'm gonna fight
Okay.
back.
Where is this? Okay, first of all, where is this happening at?
Oh, this is outside in the street somewhere.
Shit. I can't come in there and karatecize him.
God
Am
damn.
I aware of it, or I think you?
No, this is way out. This is when they were following each other outside.
Okay, so
What do you got?
Fighting back. I got a hard success.
Oh, lucky man, he got a regular. So actually, you do damage to him.
All right, so
Kill him.
I hope so. Oh god, I'm not good. I'm gonna bleed out soon or something, you know. All right, so that is 5 plus damage bonus. I got 8.
8. Oh, how many hit points do you have? I forgot.
I got like 2.
Oh, you have to roll your con check.
Yeah, I'm. All right. Actually, I'm sorry. I got 3. My math is bad.
Yeah, but you took more than half, so you have to make a con check.
Oh my god, that sucks. I got an extreme.
Okay, so you're still conscious, but he did more than half of one hit, so you actually took a major wound. So mark your major wound box.
I'll get some scars to impress the chicks.
So you hit him pretty well, and he's still conscious, but he also took a major wound.
Staminate.
So it's your turn. You're gonna attack him again.
Yeah, I'm gonna attack him again. Yeah.
Okay.
Coup de grace. Watch your not roll. Let's see. Come on.
Get up there, coop the grass.
Ooh, yeah. That's I missed an extreme by 1. I have a hard success.
Yeah, so he missed actually. So you do regular damage.
All right, so staminate. Ooh, that's. Ooh, I got 10.
Oh, so how do you want to kill him?
Pops off. I grab him by the back of his neck and I stab my knife up through his jaw, under his jaw, into his mouth, and like right into the brain, and pull out.
And then give him a kiss before he falls.
No. And then I'm gonna like dump him somewhere like in a bush or something.
Okay.
Kind of stagger.
Yeah, you're bleeding.
I'm gonna wipe off my fingerprints, drop my knife, and start screaming for help, like I've been stabbed. Help!
Really, with the body just in the bushes right next to you?
Because I'm the victim here, you know. I'm just kidding. I got stabbed. I don't know what happened to that guy. I'm gonna try to wander. I need help, man. I need help now.
I'm thinking, roll your tradecraft, because basically, if you do that, I think the jig is up.
I did not make my tradecraft.
Yeah. Okay. So you do whatever you want to do. So you're
I got 3 hit points. I mean, I'm staggering away.
Yeah.
I need to get help. Is what I need. I need first aid. So I'm going to try to find like a hospital or something. You know.
Yeah. If you call out for help and stuff, then probably eventually some police or somebody will come by and give you help.
Okay.
So I guess we have to retcon who comes back to the bar.
Yeah, no, I don't come back to the bar.
So yeah, Percival comes back to the bar alone.
Okay.
How far away is the British Embassy?
And I see the guy. I see the guy passed out at the bar with
Yeah.
Felicity there. Okay, well,
Yeah.
I'll go over and help him. Let's retrieve our friend and get him back up to his room. He's had too much to drink.
Yeah,
we'll
he
do the
has
whole.
a room key. It's like 407.
Yeah.
So Felicity, as I was trying to help get him up, would say, should we take him to his room or should we take him back to the safe house?
Well, I think we should go take him to his room for now and toss it.
Oh,
If
yes.
he's out, we can at least search his room. Then we
Yes.
can take him to the safe house after that.
So she would help with that.
Okay. So of you two, who has the lowest luck?
My luck.
Or actually, what we could do is take him to the safe house, and then we could come. He has the key, right? Then we could just come back and check his room after we drop him off. That's probably a better thing to do rather than take him up and then down again.
Take him to the safe house.
Yeah.
Because the guy with the car should be there.
Well, he's hanging out with probably you guys at the bar, and he sees this, and he looks at you guys and shrug a little, and then you say, "Get him to the car" or something, and then he
get
goes,
in the
"Okay."
car.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I can come back and do this room. I can come do both rooms now because it's the same hotel. Is it?
No, there's a different hotel.
Okay, I can still do both.
Yeah. So you get him there. You can take him to the farmhouse if you want.
Yeah, let's do that. Because we're supposed to be distracting him completely, right?
Well, you're supposed to interrogate him, find out what's really going on.
Oh yeah.
Try to convince him to stay if there's no danger, and if there is danger, sort of deal with the danger or deal with him.
Well, we'll let him go back there and let Dennis bleed on him a little bit.
So Dennis, you wind up in the hospital, I guess. With the
all right. Well, so I hid the body. I tossed my knife in a garbage can on the way to the hospital. Wiped off all the fingerprints. And I basically, I gotta get aid. I'm like a walking.
So I'll let you do a tradecraft roll. Why don't you do a tradecraft?
Come on, Dace. Roll well. That was not. Well, no, that's not 9. Yeah, that was pretty well. That was extreme.
As you toss him in the bushes, you think maybe you might want to know who this guy is before you.
Yeah, and I pat him down, get his ID.
Okay. So. Yeah, he has IDs Russian. A Russian. It's weird. He has like KGB like documents on him.
Oh crap. Okay.
Which is odd because if they were on mission, they would not. He would have cover just like you guys.
Right. Well, I find those. I'm not going to go to the hospital. So
the thing that goes in your head is, if he was on a mission, he'd be like you guys with fake names and fake cover. But it's sort of odd. He's carrying his official KGB documents on him. And then back to the thought that if he was on a mission, he would have a team like you guys. So it's sort of weird he's out here by himself. Because when you jumped him, nobody else came out of the bushes to jump you.
That's weird. All right, I'm going to try to find a phone booth then and call the farmhouse.
Okay.
I'm gonna hang out in the phone booth until somebody picks up.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna tell them I've been stabbed. I'm gonna bleed out if you don't come back and get me. Yeah, I'm basically holding my guts in with my hand right now.
You have first aid?
I do, but
you should probably just roll your first aid because I don't think they'll come in time to first aid you.
And we probably need to get you to the embassy.
Yeah. Oh, there it is. Okay, let's see. First aid. Yeah.
Okay, so you get 1 point back if you succeed.
I got better. All right, I got 1 point back.
So let's say you were able to staunch the wound, so you're not bleeding like a big.
I took my socks off and staunched the wound.
So you wouldn't be bleeding a blood trail everywhere you go.
Yeah, so I basically call the farmhouse and I'll keep calling until somebody picks up.
Yeah,
and explain to him what happened and where I'm at.
They pick up. Who's picking up? Well, the phone rings. Does somebody pick up?
You would be calling us. It's the Russians. Don't pick up. No.
Ring.
Nobody wants to talk to me.
Well, I thought we were at the arena still. Though.
Yeah, you guys at the arena. So I think the other guys,
Well,
it may be a while. You may have to try again in a half an hour or something.
yeah, I guess what was it? Percival and Felicity were heading back to the farmhouse, but
Yeah. So you ring and it doesn't answer. So
I'll call the station.
You call the station? Okay.
Station, yeah.
Yeah, you somebody answers.
You gotta send the car, and I rattle off the address I'm at.
Oh, okay. So they ask you whether you want, or what do you want to do?
What do I want to do?
Yeah, do you want to go to a hospital or do you want to go to the station, the embassy?
I will go to the embassy.
Okay. So they'll send a car to get you.
Like, I mean, when I'm by embassy, I mean station house.
Yeah, it's the embassy.
And like through the back door kind of thing, you know.
So the other two guys that saw looked at the camera and everything, there's nothing unusual. Everything looks fine.
We were on our way to look at the big chessboard.
Yeah, everything looks fine. There's nothing fishy.
And we'll have a wander over to the chessboard itself, the table. I'll have a look underneath it and feel about on it. And...
Yeah, it's normal. There's nothing odd.
Oh, that guy that didn't want to.
Yeah, he's watching you guys.
Yeah. Well, that guy said he blamed the cameras because he wasn't doing very well in his game. So I'm wondering if that's true. He's lost his mojo and he's trying to find an excuse, maybe.
That's what I think. He shouts from across the room.
He's a mind reader, crikey. What do you think? Have you got any other ideas whilst we're here? What we could look at?
Let's see. Well, we've checked the tables. We've checked the cameras. I'll look to the guy that's watching us and be like, yeah, could you please come over here?
Yeah, he comes over there.
And they'll okay, so the whole reason we're here is because there was a complaint. Mr. Fisher seemed to have an adverse reaction to these cameras, said noise was coming from them. I myself wasn't here watching this when it happened. Were you?
Yeah. It's just the noise was normal.
All right, well, the noise was normal. Did he start reacting to it immediately, or was it over time?
He left after half an hour. He just said the noise was too much, and he just resigned.
And did he seem quite distressed when this was going on?
Oh, of course. I think it was because he was losing.
That's very interesting. I'm not overtly familiar with Mr. Fisher's reputation, but it seems to me that anyone who's a competitor usually wouldn't walk about a half hour into their own game, especially if they're competitive. I'm sure he probably would have tried to push to the end. So it just strikes me as odd that he would do that. Any other strange behaviors during the tournament that you've noticed around the electronic equipment?
No, everything's fine. Fisher is just off his rocker, that's all.
As I've heard, he's a bit eccentric.
I mean, when they were trying to draw lots to see who'd play white, he didn't even show up. We had all the cameras ready and everything. We were going to have it on news, and he didn't even show up.
Was this right before the match, or was this a couple of days ago?
No, that was July 5th.
Oh, all right.
And then, he was supposed to show up earlier, like.
Did you say why you was late?
Yeah, he delayed his flight. Didn't show up. He missed the opening ceremony. Well, we delayed the opening ceremony for him. And then the first game was supposed to be July 2nd. And then because he didn't show up, he arrived July 4th. And then we had to do the drawing lots for the things. And then the first game was today. And then he complained about the noise. He's just off his rocker.
Right. Well,
national TV live.
Interesting. Well,
where is the sort of what do they call it there? Where does the producer sit and the directors? Where's their little?
So he goes. So Fisher and Spassky, they sit here, of course, and then in front is the match referee, and then further back here, where the cameras are, or where the producers and people are.
And the players mic'd up. Are the players mic'd up before the match at all?
Oh no, we just have they're not mic'd up. There's a boom, a microphone boom.
Well, maybe that could be causing some interference, but cameras themselves don't make too much noise, and unless there's some sort of radio interference or something that's going on here. And even if that was going on, I'm sure he wouldn't be the only one hearing it. Yeah, it's just not. Doesn't seem like we found anything wrong with the equipment. It just may be, as you say, it's very strange behavior.
He goes, I would be surprised if you even finish this tournament. He's just loony. That's all.
It could be the pressure, I suppose.
Well, I'm sure I wouldn't want an entire country's pride riding on me.
I asked him where the sort of gallery is for.
Well, it's just a big stadium. So there's a giant stadium, and then in the middle of the stadium is the area where the stage where the chess is being played. So the stadium holds several thousand people.
So there's no area where the director and the producer sit and watch it all on TV monitors to tell the cameras where to point the cameras.
Probably further out, right? You can look at that too. There are probably some equipment there.
So
that probably has some sort of guard that watches over it, right?
Right. I was just wondering, maybe something there which could be triggering it. Maybe, I don't know. They could just grasping at straws.
You always just wave the official document in front of them, and they'll probably let you through.
Yeah, they'll show you stuff. I mean, it's not like a big secret or anything.
Check the equipment, see if there's any, any sort of buttons in there marked, secrets.
No, everything looks normal.
Secret sonic death ray or something. Stranger is stranger. The guy could just be under pressure, I suppose. And I'm gonna have to get something sewn on these overalls as well. To get the hotel name off it.
So where do you guys head after this?
suppose it's getting late now, isn't it?
Yeah.
We could head back to the bar to meet the others, and then head back to the.
Okay, so you guys get together with the other ones and head back.
Yeah.
So somehow you guys lost Dennis somewhere, but
Whoops.
Well,
Hey,
Felicity,
has anyone seen Dennis?
I'm assuming Felicity is still at the safe house with the
yeah.
double agent guy.
Well,
Yes,
you
she
probably
wouldn't
need
even
to
know he's
all
missing.
the way back, and you lost it.
The phone rang about 5 times, and then didn't stop. Right?
Well, Felicity would probably just assume she's with the other
Yeah.
guys.
So you
whom
guys
she hasn't
all
seen
get
yet.
to the safe house without Dennis, and Dennis gets to the embassy. And at the embassy, there's some guy looking towards your wound and poking at it.
Ah!
And Terrence,
Yep, that's a wound, all right.
Terrence shows up, and he looks sort of sleepy, and he looks like he had just gotten up, and he's there, and he sees you. He goes, "What's this?"
Well, I got stabbed.
Well, what's your report?
I got stabbed.
By whom? What were you doing?
I show him the documentation. I explained to him that we made contact with the double agent, and that Percival went to draw off the agent watching our double agent, and then thought he lost him, but really didn't.
Do you
and
show
let him
him
back to the hotel. And then I said, at that point, I tried to intercede. My intention was to disable but not kill this fellow, and I was not successful. He responded with a lethal force, and I responded in kind.
And you show him the KGB document?
I show him the documents.
He goes, crap, man. That's you just you killed a KGB agent?
Well, I didn't, it was not my first choice, but, I didn't want to die.
Well, depends on your definition of kill.
He looks at you. He goes, "I see," and you just left him out there.
No, he's in the shrubbery somewhere. Yeah, he's not laying around, but yeah, he will be found eventually. Yes, he will. He
lights a cigarette. He's thinking about it.
I wiped down the prints.
Okay. It's probably too late to go out there and do something. And he's like looking at it like, okay. We're going to get you out on the first plane.
I can't go. I got to stay here.
No. You're out of here.
Who is this guy again?
This is a station head for Iceland.
The MI6 station head guy.
Yeah, he's MI6 station head, where MI6 agent just stabbed to death a KGB agent.
Might need to try to make a phone call.
This is you could try to make a phone call. It'll be like another trust roll probably to if you want to stay here against this guy's wishes.
Is that me rolling or somebody else rolling?
You rolling. It's your trust, right?
Right.
I'm assuming the guy that sent us here probably outranks the dude that wants us gone.
Yeah. But so you could do the no, wait, before you roll, you could choose either SIS, but it's hard because you're going over his head, or you can try the section 46 because then this is like.
I will try section 46.
Okay, so do your section 46 trust roll.
I made it.
Okay. So, he says you're out of here, but he doesn't know you're going to go around his back. And he tells you to stay here for a while, and then you make your call or something, right?
Yes.
And then, maybe an hour or two later, he comes in and he looks really furious. He goes, I don't know who you know or what you have on some people, but none of your shit's gonna stick with me. This is gonna be all on your head, not on me, not on me.
Yeah.
But you get to stay. I don't know who the hell you know.
Well,
he's there by himself, right?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shit.
So he basically, chews you a new asshole. He's not happy that somehow he's being told you can't leave.
Oh, yeah.
And then he goes, well, you can't be here. So
No, I can't.
he asks get a different driver to drive you out to the safe house.
All right. So eventually I show up to the safe house.
Yeah, but hurt.
But hurt. Did they even bandage me up while I was there?
Yeah, they did, but that doesn't do anything extra.
That doesn't do any extra? All right,
You already did your first aid. So.
I'm going to be on couch duty for a while. Thud. I stagger into the house. Go, well, that KGB guy got taken care of, and I lay down on the couch. Do I have the documents still, or did he take them?
He probably took it. He took it.
All right.
But, your other agents will believe you. Just say he was KGB.
Yeah, that guy that was following you, Percival, was KGB. And he had documents with him. But
okay. Well, now we can expect they're going to be much more aggressive and a heightened state of alert, especially if they're a missing agent. Well, they'll know they won't be missing. They'll find him.
Well, the funny, well, yeah, they'll find the body, but eventually, the thing is, he was by himself. He had nobody else. I was, nobody came out, nobody else attacked. It was just him. So I don't know what's going on with that. Whether he was just on his own, or
he was a super agent.
He was well trained. I'll give him that. He got the drop on me and was able to do this, and I point to my wound. But yeah.
But yeah, keep in mind this is also the guy that got mauled by a dog.
Yeah, thanks for that. Thank you. So yeah, I mean, I hid the body, but it's going to get found eventually.
Is it going to look like it's just like he was mugged and murdered, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, that should keep it from coming back on us then.
Yeah, but Reykjavik isn't like Chicago or something.
No.
This is gonna be like big headlines, but then the chess might overshadow the headline.
It's not like Chicago, but at the same time, they've got a ton of foreigners in town right now. So
yeah, they may not play.
It's possible that something could have happened.
It'll probably get overshadowed by the Bobby Fischer news, right?
Well, they might want to downplay it until it's over because they don't want people fleeing.
Yeah.
Foreigner found dead in park. Blah. No, run away. All that sweet money goes with it.
The double agent guy. Did you want to talk to him when he gets sober?
Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, I would probably.
We want to go toss his rim. That's where he wakes up.
Oh, you want to do that? Yeah. So I think we have half an hour left, so you have time to do one more thing before.
Okay, let's toss the room because that might give us information before we talk to him.
All right, we can do that.
So you go to his room.
Mm-hmm.
Who's going?
Well, I'm going, obviously, because that's what I do.
Yeah, we need some folks who have good spot hiddens and good skills for it.
I'm the cat burglar.
Okay.
Which room are you going to? You're going to the chess players again?
So they have the key to the double agents.
Right. Okay.
So Felicity and who else is going?
I can go to keep watch if you like.
Yeah.
Watch you go inside.
Yeah.
All right, I'll go. I've got a pretty good spot hidden.
So
I think there's two of us that are really good at breaking and entering stuff.
So Felicity and Percival will go upstairs.
I'll keep guard on the couch.
Sure.
Okay. So
Lay
these
down.
two guys go. Percival, nothing. But Felicity, as you go to the door. So do you just want to open the door?
Well, no. First, I will put my ear to the before I I'm assuming I've got this key to get in, so I'm gonna listen at the door very carefully to see if I hear anybody inside.
Go check your listen roll. Put a check mark next to it,
Oh, okay.
and you hear somebody snoring in there.
Ooh. So she would point that out.
Well, then we probably don't want to get involved with another agent.
Well, you could still go in there. He's asleep, but
yeah, well, we would likely have a confrontation if he wakes up.
hey, what's one more dead Russian? So you want to go back at some other time? Because maybe during the chess tournament he won't be in there.
Yeah.
That was the original plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think we should blow our cover.
Okay. So remember, Morton did tell you that the Russians were doubled up, right? So,
Okay.
because they're cheap.
Yeah.
Well, one Russian just got a room to himself.
So you still have time. You can do some other stuff. So that was, you go there, you find out that there's a roommate, and then you guys
Felicity,
left.
Felicity walks in and says, "Well, that's a
So,
boss.
alright,
We're gonna
so-
have to wait."
Then we can talk to him then, I guess, right?
Okay. So it'll take a couple hours for him to sober up and for you to wake him up. So probably this all happens like maybe 2 or 3 in the morning, right? So how do you have him tied up, or do you just have him in a chair or on a sofa?
No, we want to make him just comfortable.
Okay.
We can trust us.
So he wakes up and he's like looking around. And he goes, "Oh, so who's in the room with him?"
I'll be there.
I'm keeping watch, so I'll be outside.
Okay. So just Percival in the room with him? I'll take that as a yes.
I'm sorry. This is where again?
So they're back in the farmhouse.
Right.
You're in one of the bedrooms probably, and you have Percival in the room with the Russian.
Oh
Yep.
no! If we've made it back, then yeah, I'll go.
Okay, so Felicity and Percival will be both with him in the same room.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He asks the questions, and now Percival's the older guy, right?
Yeah.
Yes, he asks the questions, and I'll slap him around whenever he says.
So he wakes up. He goes, "Where am I?"
Oh,
This isn't actually Russian, right? But you understand Russian.
Oh, you had quite a bit to drink last night at the bar. I don't know if you remember meeting and talking at the bar, but
He goes, "Wait, you're a journalist." No, wait,
well,
you're not a journalist.
no, for your safety, you were getting a lot of attention from.
Oh! You're here to you get me to UK, right? Give me
Yes,
UK citizenship.
yes, that's what we were talking about. You were talking about, you previously visited the embassy, so we wanted to provide you some protection until we could get hear your story about the double agent.
And he looks at you. Yeah, I have double agent in high level in SIS. I only know some details. I have put some information with some friends in case I show up dead. They will publish it in a newspaper. And he looks at you, see your reaction. He goes, "There is secret society in SIS. Yes. This There's a group called Section 46.
Really?
Yes. They have someone high placed in SIS, codename N.
Can you describe him?
I have some details. He has been in SIS for a very long time. He is definitely an agent of, I believe, secret mole or like KGB.
And what is the source of this information? It sounds like a really wild claim. What is this organization that you claim exists do? What's its purpose?
I think they are there to undermine MI6.
Felicity will be writing, like sitting down near him, just writing this down, looking completely fascinated.
I have documents, copies of documents between him and some KGB agent who died.
Oh.
Do you have these documents you can produce? Of course, these claims are so wild that we would require some form of proof that, or something that at least corroborates what you're saying.
I have copies with friends in Russia, and I also have copies with me hidden in well, I don't have it on me, but they are hidden, safe.
Well, could you tell us where the ones that are hidden here are, so we can try to corroborate what you're saying?
I hide them in my luggage in my room, the secret compartment.
Okay. Well, if you describe your luggage, then I think we will try to recover your luggage and confirm what you're saying.
Yes. I give you information. So
okay. And in the meantime.
When do I leave? I need to KGB follow me everywhere. I don't know how long we'd be safe. Do we leave tomorrow?
Well, first I have to corroborate your information, but we'll keep you safe here at the embassy for now until we can do that.
Yes.
And in the meantime, we'll start making arrangements for a plane.
Yes. Very good. Do you have any drink?
I think you've had quite enough to be perfectly honest. In fact, you were.
I just feel thirsty.
Yeah. Well, we've got water, and that'll do you just fine. You were drinking so much, in fact, that you were blabbing about the KGB in a public place, and in this line of work, that's a big no-no.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, sorry. That gets people killed. So no, you can't drink anything. You can have some water.
But yes. This is very important. Like Kim Philby, KGB mole in British intelligence. This is just as big. This I think, if you give me citizenship and maybe $1 million, keep
well,
me.
That's not our decision. So we'll get you where you need to go, and then those decisions will be made by people who are qualified to make them.
Okay, but very important information, right? I know before I give you information, it's good. No, good information, but this is best. This is very best.
Okay, well.
Okay.
I'll go get your luggage and we'll find out.
Okay.
If you're really good, you can have some coffee.
Maybe coffee with
yeah, I mean, we'll keep him comfortable. We don't want him to have to go out to find alcohol, especially if he's an alcoholic. So we'll make that stuff available. We'll just make sure we'll put embassy staff on him to make sure he stays put, and he's in an embassy suite, and he just has to.
I mean, I'll drop a shot of Kahlua in his coffee, and that'll keep the edge off. It won't get him smashed.
Yeah.
But as we finish with him and walk out, Felicity will make the comment that, this guy's mouth is like this big, and that's bad. So he needs to not be around anyone right now. Yep,
I agree. Okay, so our first order of business, we have to get a hold of that suitcase. We have to verify what he's saying.
Well, I can take care of that.
Okay.
First thing in the morning when they go to. My plan was to try to get his suitcase and also to go to Bobby's room while everybody else does the chess event. And of course, now we've got an especially grumpy Dennis. You can keep an eye on him here at the safe house.
Okay, so there's still time. So which one do you want to do first?
Oh, so we're going to fast forward to the morning?
Yeah, we could.
Then I would say the chances of the one that has the least chance of getting Harry is to go, since we have a key, is to go back to Double Agent's room.
So when do you go? The chess match, there's a certain time, so you know when the chess match starts.
Well, I'm assuming that that gets rolling pretty early.
Yeah. So, there's some time. They didn't give you the timetable. So you know what that time is? So do you want to go right after it starts, or?
I would probably get to the hotel probably 10, 15 minutes prior.
And can you wear like a room service type uniform? Something that at least at casual glance would look like you belong there?
Oh, I mean, I could probably snap. Yeah, I could probably get one.
Yeah, you can grab a uniform if you want.
Yeah, that should be easy to do.
Yeah, have sleight of hand.
Oh, hold on, I got a cough. I don't want to cough with the mic. Sorry about that. Sleight of hand, I do.
Roll that.
Okay. And I got barely a regular success.
Okay, so you can check that skill.
That can work.
You find a uniform. It may not fit exactly, but it's good enough.
Right.
So you go to the room, you unlock the door.
I'm going to listen at it first to make sure.
Yeah, nobody's in there. You unlock the door. It's a one-bedroom hotel room. There's 2 beds in there. One is slept in and one's not. You can easily find the suitcase.
Okay. So I'm going to go through the suitcase and just try to get. I'm not going to try and take the actual luggage. Just get the.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna dig for the thing. So yeah, you dig through it and you actually find like a manila envelope hidden. Like there's a secret compartment, and you open it up, like it's like another layer in the luggage, right? And you get a manila envelope and there's documents in it.
Okay. I'm not going to bother trying to read them yet. I'm just going to roll them and get them in my bag because I don't want to be here any longer than I have to.
Okay.
And then I'll try and toss the rest of the room and see if I find anything.
Yeah, you don't find anything else.
Okay. All right. In that case, I will leave the room, go to one of the. Usually, most of these hotels have a public bathroom as well. So I'll go there and change back into my regular clothes and just leave the uniform on the toilet.
No problem.
And I'll leave and go get back in the car. Drop the manila envelope off at. Well, we had time to do one more, right? So I guess on the way back, I would just kind of pull the documents out in the car and just kind of peruse through them real quick and see if I see anything interesting.
Yeah, it's do you read Russian?
I don't.
You don't have Russian, so it's in Russian.
Okay. Any interesting photos?
So
now that I know what N looks like?
Yeah, there's a photo, but it's sort of blurry and it could be N, but since you've seen N, then you sort of equate it, but
all right. So she would put the stuff back in the envelope again and be really, really pissed at herself that despite trying to learn Russian over the last year or so, she could never seem to find the time. And go back to the safe house with the documents and give them to Percival or whoever. I assume, would it be?
Yeah, it's Percival does Russian.
Yeah, give him the person. And I just walk in there and I say, well, he wasn't lying about the luggage. I found this, but I can't read a lick of it.
Okay, I'll check it out.
It's letters from N to two people, Tomishkin and a Zakharin. And Zakharin, you recognize as the name on the guy's ID that you didn't stab. Dennis stabbed.
Whoops. Did I do that?
You did.
And it
Letters
appears-
back and forth between who?
Oh, it's between N and two other Russians. And one of the names you don't recognize. And the other name is a name that if Dennis told you the ID of the KGB agent is that name.
I think he kind of told everybody everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you recognize that name as somebody that N was corresponding with.
Well, he may or may not be happy about that.
Well, you know.
But N is also the one who said that any deaths were authorized.
And it looks like
I mean, what's the nature of the conversation? What is it?
it looks sort of familiar, like some of the stuff you've seen. Like it talks about some yellow brotherhood and things like that. You know, it looks sort of like the same type of stuff you guys been doing.
So is Percival kind of sharing all this as he's reading through it, or are you keeping it to yourself as you read? That was directly for Percival's character.
So yeah, so I guess I'm confused. Do these documents look legitimate?
Yeah. So it looks like, if anything, it looks like that KGB agent and this other guy were working for N also. Just like you guys work for N.
Yeah.
I mean, does it point to the fact that this KGB agent was one of us, or that N is a traitor? I mean, I just am wondering more.
I don't know, but you've seen enough mythos stuff that you've fought, and all those seem like legitimate stuff, right?
Uh-huh.
So it looks like the guy could possibly be a double agent as well, essentially. In other words, what's being looked at is pointing that N just might have people on both sides working the same fence, but not that N is doing anything. That was a question to you, Morgan.
Oh, it's up to you guys' interpretation.
Oh, okay.
So one way would be, yeah, maybe there's something nefarious going on.
No, that's
Or
cool.
the
If it's up to us, then yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, or the other option is, you know, maybe N has a bigger network than just because he does. You do know that he has contacts in the CIA and NSA.
Okay.
It does seem odd that he has contacts in the KGB.
So Felicity would look at Percival. Again, I asked the same though. I'm assuming you're sharing as you're reading, or are you keeping it to yourself?
And Percival, you did work with N before, and you know,
Okay.
World War II, the Russians were allies.
Yeah. So here's my thought on this, right? So because the two operations are distinctly separate, the one thing, regardless of what's true, whether N is, you know, whether it casts dispersions on N or it's just part of his standard operating procedure, it's just stuff higher level stuff we're not privy to. Either one of those things being true, but the fact remains that this Russian guy, is a liability because he's way too loose-lipped, and he now has information about Section 42, right? So I think what we need to do is we need to disappear him, and then we need to just elevate the documents up our chain our 42 chains,
Okay.
and then let them decide whether they're valid or what the operation is going on or whatever. You know what I mean?
So that takes me back to the question I'm going to ask again. You're the only guy that reads Russian. So
Yeah.
as you were reading through the documents, were you just reading through them, or were you sharing it with us as you were reading through it? Because
I would read them all in their entirety first and figure it out, because I would want to figure out what to tell you in terms of what they mean.
Okay.
So, but they're not definitive, right? I mean, they don't definitively say one way or the other what's going on. All we do know is he has information about our secret organization that he should not have, and so he's a liability to our organization because he's way too loose-lipped.
Well, in specifically mentioned that anybody that had to be gotten rid of was okayed and denied.
Yes.
Yeah. The other concern that, and this is me speaking as Felicity, the other concern I have is that if Finn is working with the gentleman that Dennis had to kill, he may not be very happy about that, but at the same time, he didn't give us a heads up that he had any other players in the field.
True, and our guy was attacked first, so
right. So
it would be unfortunate. Yes, it would be unfortunate, but that's the risk and liability of having two different cell groups that aren't aware of each other, that aren't don't know who the friends and who the foes are.
So do we have a way to contact him or to give him any kind of message?
Well, yeah, but I think that that may be a reason why he was operating alone. I mean, yeah, I definitely think we should send a communique through those internal channels to M to let him know what occurred. But I think first and foremost, we should get rid of this guy, because this guy's.
Yeah. So why don't you roll a intro? You want to do an intro for the people that were in the room, Felicity and Percival.
Because I mean, I agree with getting rid of the other guy. He's a complete.
Yeah. Okay, intro. I made it.
I don't know if I made it.
Great.
I got a 61. I did.
Okay, so when you had questioned the Russian guy, he said he had an insurance policy.
Yeah.
Oh.
But we don't know if that's true.
But we don't know that it's not.
So how do we ascertain that? He said, and what did he tell me? He told me it's a guy that's probably not here, right? He didn't say where the guy was.
Yeah, he said some guy in Russia. He didn't tell you who it was.
In Russia. Well, there's not much we can do about that. I mean,
well, we can ask him what he wants done.
Yeah. I mean, the other option is just to give this guy what he wants and get him out of here and send him back to England, right? I mean,
yeah. Well, we can ask him, does he want us to take care of the problem and just disregard his claim of an insurance policy?
Because the issue is the lines are crossing, right? Because our cover mission with ISS is that we need this Russian guy. We just need to find out what he knows. He's talking about a double agent in ISS, but then it turns out now he's pointing fingers to a secret organization that no one can know about. So we can't report this up the chain in ISS because we don't want to say, hey, look, he's got these documents saying that here's a real covert organization that's got authority over you that's really clandestine going on. So we don't want to fulfill that part of our cover mission, because then it jeopardizes our real loyalty, right?
If we can't get a hold of 46 directly, then we can't do it at all.
Yeah.
We just have to make a command decision. Yeah.
So we either, how quickly can we get word up the chain to Section 46?
I don't think it's that hard. It's doable, especially from Iceland. I mean, if you're in Russia, that might be a lot harder.
Okay. So Felicity's suggestion would be to advise 46 on what the double agent says he has. That is our recommendation that he be taken out of play.
Yeah.
And that there are documentation suggesting that the N may have a KGB player on the field. Said player was removed because he attacked, and we didn't.
There was a confrontation. Yeah.
There was a confrontation. We didn't know he was one of N's people. Suggest that if there are other players on the field, they make us aware so that we may avoid future occurrence.
Yeah, and we also can assess the impact of the success of our operation now that we've had this issue with a KGB agent downed, and they're going to know that they had one of theirs killed from their perspective. How do we mitigate that damage? How do we control that damage? And then also, Section 46 has to make a decision that this individual, it may or may not be true that he has this insurance plan in play where these documents still could come to light. So they need to be able to analyze the documents and determine what's the liability of them coming to light. They may very well be okay with, as long as we plug up this leak here, the documents do eventually come out, but now they have a plan to address them and discredit them, and it's not as big a problem. Because I will also put in our report that our assessment of this guy's a liability. This guy, he's way too loose-lipped. And
so first thing you get back is from Morton. He tells you that the guy you were looking for, he came in the airport, but then he hasn't gone to any hotels or any rental cars or anything with that name. But they know he came in through the airport because they have.
What guy are you talking about? You're talking about the journal, the publisher,
the Montana guy. Okay. So where you were asking about that, so that's what you get in the morning, and then from Section 46, they say about the Russian agent. The answer is like unfortunate, and two, they didn't know there were other assets in Iceland. They think, as far as they know, you're the only Section 46 assets.
Okay. So they don't acknowledge that wasn't a blue on blue situation.
So they said unfortunate, and then the other one is
you've already gone now. Go.
Is get from the guy, get his insurance policy name.
And then do what with him?
And then get rid of him.
Okay.
So get his insurance policy name. They have assets in Russia that may be able to take care of.
Okay.
Okay. So we question him, get the name, and then we take care of it.
Yeah. Okay. I've got a plan. So let's do this. Let's get, because I'm a pilot. I have a pilot skill. So let's do this. Let's get an airplane to land at the military base. So there won't be any record of it. Or there'll be one that we can easily get rid of, right? So we'll get an unmarked plane to land at the military base with whatever false papers it is just transiting through. We'll tell this guy that we've got his documents. The good news for him, they've been validated. So let's get some documents made up for his citizenship or whatever to hand him. Like, here's your new passport. Here's your new papers. Here's your new account. The money deposited in. You have waiting for you in England. We have a plane right now with the engines running to get you out of here. But the only thing is, just the organization wants to ensure that, because they want assurances that we don't just give you all this and then suddenly tomorrow the documents get leaked anyway. So we're getting a car, we're going after the plane, we're going to get you in the plane, engines running, ready to take off, and then you give us the name of your contact, and then that's it, you're out of here, and that closes the deal.
Felicity, she would say, you could probably do that without even bothering getting the plane. Just show him the documents and tell him they're ready to put you in the car right now.
Oh, no, because it makes it all realistic because you're ready to believe it. But then, no, I'm going to fly him over a glacier and just throw him out. He'll never be found. He'll never be found. These glaciers are hundreds and hundreds of miles of nothing, barren ice.
All right, never mind. I'm going with that one.
Wow.
But I need you guys on the plane with me to help wrestle him out and throw him out.
Well, yeah.
Well, I've got a pilot skill of 61, so I could pilot it whilst.
There you go. Yeah, so we'll both pilot the plane. So your cover is the pilot. You'll just be in the plane in the pilot seat, and then.
And it can't be anybody that he saw at the bar, because then he'll know something's up.
Yeah, exactly. Right. We'll put people in We'll put people in uniform so they look like they're official and they're there to guard him. We'll have a pilot on board, and
that was Charlie who had the 61 pilot skill.
Yeah.
Oh, see, that's even better because you're like the old British pilot
Yeah,
guy.
the RAF.
Just sells it right off the bat, man.
there you go.
Let's do it.
Okay,
Let's do it.
do this for. He of course still wants drink. Are you gonna give him any drink?
Yeah, because it'll make him easier to plot
give him a
plans.
drink.
I'll tell him that I've got a bottle of the best in the car, ready for when we're on the way to the airport.
Okay, so when you get him on the plane and everything, you're gonna talk to him.
Yeah.
You're gonna get a fast talk. I'll give you 2 bonus die. One for him being drunk. One for all the setup. So it's 2 bonus die on your fast talk.
I have persuade.
Persuade.
No, I have fast talk also, but my persuade is much higher.
Yeah, it's a fast talk because you're lying, but it's actually you get 2 bonus dice, right?
Okay. All right. First roll, 43, so that's a straight success.
Oh, so that's already good enough.
Yeah.
Unless you want to see how good you do.
2 bonus dice, you said?
Yeah.
Okay, so then that's a 6, and then the next bonus die, nope. Just 7.
Oh, so
nope,
you got a regular
straight
success. So he goes, "Oh, so happy to go to United Kingdom. Yes, sun never sets on British Empire. Yes. So document good, huh? You catch double agent in your secret service. I become great hero of British Empire. Does Queen give medals? Like they give hero of Lenin, in the USSR. Did Queen give out medals?
Yes, and she's very pleased with what you have done. I'm sure she'll be very grateful. So, maybe you'll get a chance to meet her. I've never met her myself. I would be envious if you get that opportunity.
My friend, he gives you a name. My friend in Moscow, he'd be very happy, for me. I tell him, yeah. So he will be very, very happy for me,
Well, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for your assistance, and I wish you the best of luck and a wonderful new life in the mighty UK.
And then you push him out of the plane.
I shake his hand and I say, "Nice to meet you."
That's an Arnold Schwarzenegger pun.
So as soon as he goes out the plane, I'm going to look at him and go, I really am this close to throwing you out right after him. Just like that, and then I slam the door and go, God damn.
That was almost Roger Moore, James Bond.
So yes, you get the name. You got the name. He's in Moscow, so they can find this guy.
All right.
Oh, that hurt.
All right. Wow.
So we're at the 5 o'clock. So
cool. All right.
We'll do the other break-in next time.
Okay. Do you want to do the skill